You are listening to the Daily Gospel Reflections with Sister Cloth. This podcast is brought to you by the Paulines Multimedia. It is our mission to bring the Word of God to all peoples through sounds and images, voices, and music. Come and join us as we share with you a thought a day. Our reading is taken from the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 21, verses 1 to 14. Jesus revealed himself again to his disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. He revealed himself in this way. Together were Simon Peter, Thomas called Didymus, Nathanael from Cana in Galilee, Zebedee's sons, and two others of his disciples. Simon Peter said to them, "I am going fishing." They said to him, "We also will come with you." So they went out and got into the boat. But that night they caught nothing. When it was already dawn, Jesus was standing on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. Jesus said to them, "Children, have you caught anything to eat?" They answered him, "No." So he said to them, "Cast the net over the right side of the boat, and you will find something." So they cast it and were not able to pull it in because of the number of fish. So the disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he tucked in his garment, for he was lightly clad, and jumped into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, for they were not far from shore, only about 100 yards, dragging the net with the fish. When they climbed out on the shore, they saw a charcoal fire with fish on it and bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you just caught." So Simon Peter went over and dragged the net ashore full of 153 large fish. Even though there were so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come, have breakfast." And none of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" because they realized it was the Lord. Jesus came over and took the bread and gave it to them, and in like manner the fish. This was now the third time Jesus was revealed to his disciples after being raised from the dead. Happy Easter Friday! Jesus continues to make his presence felt. Today, he revealed himself again to his disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. But before the overwhelming encounter with Jesus, the Gospel begins with Simon Peter, who was intent on going fishing. The other disciples also decided to go with him. Nothing was mentioned why all of a sudden Peter thought of it, and the rest became interested as well. Maybe at that moment they simply did not have anything to do, so they thought of doing something worthwhile. Whether it was a need for positive reinforcement due to their depression at the death of their master, or providing fish for others, still they were going to do something for a purpose. So they went out and got into the boat, but that night they caught nothing. Then St. John narrates that just after daybreak, Jesus stood on the beach. But the disciples did not know that it was Jesus. They were asked if they caught some fish, and they said no. When Jesus told them to cast their nets in one area, they were greatly surprised at the great catch. Then, as the story goes, it was John who recognized Jesus, and when Jesus invited them to take breakfast together, they knew it was the Master. The Gospel says this was now the third time that Jesus appeared to the disciples after he was raised from the dead. Reflecting on the no catch at all and catching lots of fishes soon after following the direction of Jesus makes me think of the great importance of keeping ourselves attached to Jesus. St. John tells us in chapter 15, verse 5 that whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. One author puts it eloquently when he said, apart from Jesus, we are alienated. Apart from him, there is no hope. Apart from him, we are walking through life without God. Apart from him, we can do nothing. Nothing to save ourselves. Nothing to redeem ourselves. Nothing to right our own wrongs. But here is the opportunity graciously extended by the Son of God to abide in him and he in us. Isn't that amazing? Thanks to this beautiful insight of this author. Be with us again tomorrow as we share with you a thought a day. Meanwhile, you can follow us and listen to other Apple and Google podcasts on Spotify, produced by Paulines Multimedia. Have a good day.